Yeah, no, you told me that.
Okay.
My name is Paula Gilland, and I've been working at Purple Bowl since they opened in 2017. Our family owns Purple Bowl, so we kind of created it. There's no other Purple Bowl, and I'm from Massachusetts.
Awesome. And what do you do? What is your role at Purple Bowl?
So I do a little bit of everything because I'm the main person from the family that's here every day. So I think my title that's listed is CEO. But I do everything from hiring the staff to making sure the food is here to making sure the food is going out okay every day, and to building and maintaining relationships with our vendors, which are the people we get our food from, which we try to locally source as much as possible. And I also work on our catering.
So, and what is Purple Bowl's story?
So Purple Bowl story is pretty interesting and unique. We were created in 2017 by my son, and his name is Taylor, and he grew up here and ran in high school here, and then ran in college at UVA, and then was running post-collegiately and started eating this to support his sport while he was running, and was like, hey, knowing what was available in Chapel Hill, I want to bring acai back to Chapel Hill and open a shop. And originally my husband and I were not supposed to have much to do with it, and now it has become my full-time thing, and my husband helps out. He's a professor at the business school, and I'm a nurse by training, and all three of our kids are out of the house now, so we're kind of empty nesters. Two of our kids live in California, and my daughter lives in Massachusetts.
Amazing. Let's see. One of the standout aspects of Purple Bowl is the eco-friendly focus. Could you talk a little bit about that and what sort of sustainable practices that you all have here at Purple Bowl?
Sure, that's an easy one for us. When we decided to open, we were very mindful of the fact that we had a small space and we were selling a to-go product. So we wanted to be really, really careful about what we put that to-go product in. So we started using compostable goods. And we thought from the beginning, we're not going to have anything that goes out the door unless it's compostable. Unfortunately, with the last administration, there was tariffs put on resin, which is in all compostable goods. So it's been extremely difficult, if not impossible, to get all our compostable goods. So right now there's a shortage of compostable bowls. So now we have one of our bowls is just recyclable and not compostable, which has been really hard for us because we really just want it compostable. But we were really trying really hard to just have stuff that would be good for the earth as it went back into the earth. We also chose in our base, we use hemp milk. And the reason we used hemp milk is because the plan in 2017 was for most of the tobacco fields in North Carolina to be repurposed for hemp fields. But that has not happened. The legislation has blocked a lot of that because there's a misunderstanding about hemp and the value of hemp. So we are still getting our hemp milk from the West, unfortunately. But our goal when we opened was to get it locally. So it's been a little tricky. Our goals are in the right place, our heart's in the right place, but actually doing everything we want to do has been challenging. But we knew as a family that if we were going to do this, we had to do it as sustainably as we could.
Yeah. And part of that sustainability, you just talked on it, is sort of locally sourcing as much as possible as far as ingredients, etc. goes. Could you touch on that a little bit more and just maybe provide some examples of where you get your ingredients from?
Yeah, sure. So we decided from the build up, from right when we were building out, so the person that made our sign, the person that made our benches, everything was as local as possible. We went over to Carborough and found this woodworking family that made a lot of our stuff. So that was kind of cool. So even with the build out, we felt like we were giving people from here jobs rather than just buying the signs online. And then for our product, we wanted to source as much as we could locally. Of course, our berry, our main product, can't be sourced because it's only grown in South America. But even with that, we tried to make a good decision. We just source it from one farm, and it's organic acai that's unsweetened. So we work with this gentleman named Marshall who gets our acai from one farm in Brazil. So that's kind of cool. So even when we have to go a distance from our product, we try to be mindful of the fact that we wanted it to be healthy and from one family farm. We do locally source. Our bread for our toast is from 9th Street Bread. Our jam is from a place out in Pittsburgh, Fiddlehead Farm. They're great folks, and they're at the farmers market. So we do get our jam from them. Our coffee is from a roastery. We're currently with a roastery in Charlotte. And then what else do we get locally? Oh, our almond butter is from a place in Durham called Big Spoon.
Thank you. Let's see. Another question I had, Franklin Street is obviously a really competitive market for businesses, and residents of Chapel are constantly seeing businesses here come and go. Why do you think Purple Bowl has been so successful and continues to succeed here on Franklin?
Well, I think it's because of our great workers. They make a great product every day, and they work so hard every day. It's been really challenging to stay open during COVID, but they made a commitment to all get vaccinated. We worked in team families during COVID, so we had a morning crew and an afternoon crew, and they didn't overlap, and we washed in between. So we made an effort to really try to stay here during COVID. The one thing you can do for yourself during COVID that we do know, aside from getting vaccinated, is to eat healthy. And so we really try to continue to provide that healthy experience for our community.
And let's see, if you don't mind, I'm gonna change the shot just a little bit.
Sure.
Let's see. A wider angle.
And let me know if you want to try anything inside. We could, I don't know. And I can just ask them to not do the blenders for a little bit. One of the reasons when I do the interviews, I do it at a non-busy time, is that I can say to them, stop the blenders for a minute. So if that's helpful for you, we can do that.
Okay. Let's see. I might ask a few more questions here, and then if we want, we can try some inside.
Okay.
Okay.
And we can even try some, I don't know what, it's your project. Do whatever you want.
Yeah. No, thank you. What is your favorite thing about Purple Bowl?
Meeting all the community that comes in that eat here, from the folks.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. Okay. What is your favorite thing about Purple Bowl?
Meeting all the customers that come in, from the community folks, the families, to the students. I love meeting all the different people that choose to come into our place.
And what do you think makes Purple Bowl unique?
I think it's unique in that it's vegan, and that's very unique for Franklin Street, and that the customer can really navigate how they want to make their meal up. Similar to Chipotle, where you get to choose what you put in your bowl, or Cava. We're a small little shop, but we let you choose your version of what you want to eat, so you can kind of choose your own nutrition for that day.
Right. Do you have any future plans to expand Purple Bowl, or any new projects in the works?
Yes, we have a big project coming up. We're going to be launching a truck in about 2 weeks. And that truck will be used for catering, but we're also hoping to rent it out to small events. We won't be going to food rodeos yet. We're not ready for that. But small events and catering, we have a truck. And it's being built out in Roxborough, and it should be ready in about 2 weeks.
Awesome. Let's see. All right. And then this is on a more personal note, but you were recently named a hometown hero by WCHL Chapelboro. How did it feel to receive that award?
It was really exciting. My dad passed away from COVID, and so I really wanted to help with the initiative to get people vaccinated. So it was recognizing that effort to get our downtown businesses vaccinated, and I worked really hard to do that, so it was really exciting.
And you touched on it a little bit earlier with just initiatives to get your workers vaccinated, but can you talk a little bit more about how Purple Bowl has sort of led the way in downtown businesses working during COVID, getting their workers vaccinated during COVID, that sort of thing?
So because my background is nursing, I was able to help with the downtown partnership, answer questions from other places of business that were navigating difficult questions about how to stay open and how to navigate some of the challenges we had during COVID. We closed the inside and inside ordering before the state mandated it, and we made that okay. Like, that was what was comfortable for us, and we made that okay. So I think other businesses were more comfortable following suit. So I tried to make myself available at both the downtown meetings or one-on-one going and talking to managers of different restaurants. Also taking away any fears about the vaccine, answering questions.
And then is there anything else you'd like to add about anything you've discussed?
No, I can't think of anything.
Okay, awesome.
So Bert, do you have any availability other days?
Yes.
Okay.
The day I said I have class, I can work. Just have to double check because.
What does that mean?
I'll have to double check because I have class for.
All right.